None of this would be possible without my next guest, Seattle Kraken owner Samantha Holloway. The Kraken are just one of 3 NHL teams with a woman at the helm. Samantha, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Lots of action happening, which is exciting.
It might be loud.
Us. It's okay. We like to be where the action is. You actually come from the tech world, so how did you end up owning a hockey team?
Yeah, so I have a psychology and tech background. I was living in Denver for a long time, building a tech company, and my father actually was the founding owner of the Seattle Kraken, and major impetus behind redoing Climate Pledge Arena, a big partner there. He went to UW, the big Seattle roots, and at the end of his career, that was an exciting challenge for him, and I came in as an investor and partner with him, but was building my company, and it took a few years after that for me to switch gears and move out here.
Wow, amazing. And what was your relationship to sports prior to obviously coming with the Kraken?
Yeah, so I've been a lifelong sports fan. I played sports.
Okay, what sports?
I played softball and basketball.
Awesome.
And I've loved many different teams over the years. So big fan. Always traveling to see games. And but I was mainly a fan, so not on the business side.
Cool. Okay. And then your role with the Kraken was, more peripheral first. So talk to me about your decision to become more involved then with the team.
Yeah, so, at the beginning, I became a minority investor and, again, came to meetings, but I was really prioritizing my own company that I co-founded. But when we sold it in 2020, it was really time for a new challenge and to switch gears. COVID happened, and so it was an opportunity to work with my father on something, and he did pass away this fall, so I got the opportunity, thank you, to move here about 3 years ago and do it with him and take over from a leadership perspective.
That's got to be so special to have that time. That's awesome. And I imagine there's probably a lot to learn in this role too, so how have you tackled learning the different pieces that comes with this?
Yeah, so, at the end of the day, it's a business, and there's a lot of different people to manage, and I have a lot of experience with that. It's different than selling software, certainly, and so basically it took the first 6-12 months to just get in the weeds, making sure I spoke to everyone in the organization, from the hockey side to the front office to all the operations at the arena and here at the Iceplex down in Coachella Valley. So it's not that it's overly complicated, there's just a lot going on, lots of revenue streams and lots of exciting stuff to do, with our foundation as well. So it's just that there are a lot of moving pieces, and it took time to get in the weeds, and now I can focus from a macro level.
That's awesome. But like you said, similarities too, obviously, with your background.
They're people at the end of the day, right?
Exactly. Okay, and being here and seeing all the ways that women play a part of this team has been really eye-opening and exciting for us today. And it really doesn't feel like an accident. So why is inclusivity so important to you?
Yeah, so, I think sports is one of the last inclusive things you can go see, at the moment in the world, and it's a place where people have hope and excitement, and people from all walks of life come together, and there's a lot of women that watch hockey, a lot of girls,
There are.
We want to reflect our fan base, we want to reflect the city of Seattle and the broader market, and so we need different perspectives, and that certainly includes women.
Definitely. We're all fans, okay? I'm a big fan. You also launched the Kraken Hockey Network this year. So what's the next big thing for the Kraken, would you say?
So feels like there's a new big thing every day. We're doing so much over here. It's really exciting. It's moving quickly. And to get out into the market and expand like this has been a tremendous opportunity. So the next big thing, with no big announcement today, I will tease that we are focusing a lot on fan engagement and the customer experience at the arena and access to seeing the sport. And we're continuing to listen to everybody and get feedback and roll out new things to help with that fan experience and broaden the fan base.
Well, thank you for that tease. We appreciate it. And you also lead the ownership group hoping to bring an NBA team back to Seattle. So I want to talk about that a little if we can. Is there any movement on that front?
So as of today, there is no movement on that front. So, listen, we have a great arena. We have a great group. This is an amazing market for sports and for basketball. Obviously, the Storm are great, and people will explode if an NBA team comes. But we will take the lead from the NBA when they are ready to expand, and then we can talk more about it.
Definitely. Well, you kind of touched on this, but are there any other lessons that you could tell the viewers about from launching the Kraken that would help, if the Sonics were to come back? Is there any lessons that you've learned?
Certainly. I mean, I think one, we've shown that we can launch an expansion team and build something from the ground up with authenticity, and that gives back to the market and serves the fans. But I think we've certainly learned a lot along the way, from training centers to launching and fans, and I think all of it's applicable, and if given the opportunity, they will be great lessons learned.
Amazing. What's been your most fun memory that you can talk about so far with the Kraken?
Wow. I mean, there's so many different memories, and I think you have to separate your emotions as an owner because there's so many ups and downs and wins and losses. But we are coming off an amazing win last night, and
I know.
So I think that living in the moment, when I have my fan hat on, is really important, and thinking more long term when I have my ownership hat on. But I still think if I had to point to one thing, it's the first game ever at Climate Pledge Arena. Best moment. My whole family was there. And my dad was really proud, and that was a great moment for us.
Wow, what a great family moment. Thank you so much. I know you're very busy. We so appreciate you.
I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.